religion, although it certainly helps to understand religion, but recognizing intertwined issues of class, of race, of immigration patterns, that are the context that we're in is not restricted only to this country, but it's influenced by what's happening globally. And so there's a lot of complexities to this. I think each of you have brought really great insights into this, and some positive voices that are speaking. I would like to, as we're wrapping this up, end with some positive voices too, and maybe a specific concrete example of faith communities responding to some of the Islamophobia, the Park 51 controversy, in a positive way that you could share. And then if you could each think of a positive example to share as like an encouragement or a model of faith for us. And then at the very end, I'm going to ask each of you to share, each of you to contribute to a closing prayer blessing. And we'll have a chance to have some ongoing conversation over refreshments after we
see so many negative images that it's really important. The power of story is so transformative for all of us, and I think that what we're really about is sort of a different kind of conversion to the other. It's not that we're not going to be Christians, good Christians, Jews, and Muslims, but part of that is really, really coming to terms with what it means to love our neighbor and who the neighbor is in a very fundamental way, and that's a different kind of conversion. And I think that's what we need to be open to. I have one more thing. I think we have to be positive. I mean, we do a lot of critiquing of what we see around us. We're good analysts, we're good critics, but I think all of us as people of faith have to figure out, because we're losing ground, or some of us are, how our faith is infectious in the sense of offering something positive for people to see and latch onto. So it's not just about critiquing what's wrong, but it's about being compelling enough that people want to see what we're all about. And I think that's the work that we can do together. The image, you asked for an image, so I didn't know which one I would bring. I had thought I would bring you the story of Farah, and I'm going to, because in fact she's from Columbus, but she was standing there at Auburn as I was walking out to come here tonight, and I didn't know she was going to be there, and I said, okay, I'm going to tell your story. Farah is a Muslim young woman who came to our face-to-face, faith-to-faith youth program at Auburn Seminary. For 10 years now, we have been bringing teenagers from South Africa, Northern Ireland, the Middle East, and the U.S. To the Holmes Presbyterian Camp and Conference Center for a summer intensive, and then work for at least a year in their communities where they do community building work, justice kind of work. So about 5 years ago, Farah came to us from Columbus, Ohio. It was a great leap of faith for her parents to be willing to let her come all the way from Columbus by herself to New York City to this Presbyterian program sponsored by a Presbyterian seminary, where there would be not only Muslims but Christians, Jews, and others, and not only girls but also boys. A huge leap of faith for her parents, but they did it. When she came to us, she covers, and when she came to us, she could hardly speak. She was very shy. This was her temperament. Very, very shy. And over the course of these 5 years that we've known her, she has become the most extraordinary leader. She came back as a leader in training for a second summer. She's came back as a counselor. And now she's basically running the youth interfaith work in Columbus, Ohio, that's connected to the adult interfaith work. And she is an outspoken, fierce Muslim young woman who really talks about what it means to love the other deeply. and thereby to transform the world. So I bring you her story. There are lots of other young people like her. And this is a Presbyterian program, and sponsored by money from Christians, Jews, and Muslims together.
I'm thinking about a program that we did in Newburgh. The program was at the Episcopalian Church, St. George's Church, and the program was it was actually putting on like a play, right? Funded. It was a play. We had Jewish, Christian, and Muslim children. We had things that they made.
It wasn't a play. It was Interfaith coming together, kind of like during Christmas time. Yeah. And they were showing us about
unity,
their culture.
Diversity. There's unity in diversity. There's unity in diversity. And we had all these people coming together, and they put this program on. And it was a very, very wonderful program. It was a wonderful experience, and everybody came together on that. So that was very good. And another incident that I can think of that showed people standing up for justice, or a faith group coming together to support someone, was when they came last year, and they came into Newburgh, and they said that these people were a part of our mosque and all this kind of stuff. And the people in the community, the Jewish and Christian people in the community, came the next day to be there, to stand there with us, to support us, to say, we know this man, and we know the good work that this man does in this community. What they're saying is not true. That was a very defining moment. It was a very, very good moment, because these are the people who know you. The Fox News don't know us. Post don't know us, but the people in the community know us, and those papers that are local papers, they know us. But those other news media were gone. They weren't there, so they didn't get a chance to see that. But that was a very, very important thing.
They didn't want to see it either.
No, they didn't.
Brother Muhammad, this must be your...
My better half, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could tell by the way she corrected you. I brought mine to correct me too. All Muslim women are oppressed. Stereotype. All Muslim nations are violent. Stereotype. Everyone from the Nation of Islam, because they are on the terrorist list as a group of people and as a community of Islamic folk, are violent and have no respect for their own community. Stereotype. I have worked with the Nation of Islam in attempting to clean up poor communities. In the African American community, it is very difficult to find a whole lot of people that want to work with the